Alexa, stop. Hi, everybody. Welcome to 6th grade math. Mrs. Sizemore. Okay, guys. I know that you've watched a lot of videos, and I know that you have been working on area, so I want to just go over a couple things that are review, and then I want to talk about the problem that you're going to work on for today. So, first off, really fast, areas of squares and triangles. Squares, length times width. Rectangles, length times width. So if we give our rectangles an area of 3 by 4, or that's a square, or let's say 2 by 6, it's a simple multiplication problem. Both of these are equaling 12. The unit is centimeters, and you would square those. That's total review. Next, triangles. You watched a YouTube video on this, Math Antics. They told you that with triangles, whether it's a triangle that has the height in the middle or a triangle that has the height on the outside, we'll call this 3 by 4. We'll call this 6 by 2. It's half the base multiplied by the height. So you would take the base and cut it in half, and then you would multiply it by the height. So this would be 6 times 1, which is 6. We'll call it meters squared. With this triangle, we would do 2 times 3, again, 6 meters squared. Okay, so that's a quick review on squares, rectangles, triangles. You need that information if you're going to do a trapezoid. A trapezoid is a combination of rectangles and triangles together. So there's 2 ways you can do this. You can take this trapezoid and you can break it all up. So let's say this is 4, which means that this part is 4, just from here to here. Whoops, here to here. And then we'll call these sides 2. We'll call the height 5. Okay. I could break these individually up into different parts. So my limited supplies here, 2 dry erase markers. I can call the green the triangles. So I have 2 triangles, each one half the base times the height. So half of the bottom is going to be 1 times 5. We have 2 of those, so the triangles equal 5. Then we're just left with, we'll call this the rectangle part, which is 5 by 4. We'll call that the square. We have 1 square rectangle, which is base times height, equals 20. Then you add all those together and you get the whole area of the composite figure, giving me 30, we'll call it meters squared. Now, you can find the area of a trapezoid by breaking it apart, or you can just use the formula. I know some of you like the quick version. Oh my goodness gracious me. Yup. Good job. Way to go, Mr. Chaddock. Thank you very much. They always catch my mistakes, you know. Okay, so the formula for trapezoid is done like this. Same thing. I'm going to give you an easier height. We'll make the height 4. We'll say the total base at the bottom is 10. We'll call this one 6. The formula for area of a trapezoid is half the height multiplied by base 1 plus base 2. Okay, so in order to do this problem, you just fill in what you have. So the height is 4. Taking that height and I'm putting it down here. I'm going to do half of the height. And I'm going to multiply that by base 1. This is base 1. And then this is base 2. So base 1 plus base 2 is going to be 6 plus 10, which is 16. Then I'm multiplying that by half the height. Half of 4 is 2, giving me a total of 32, we'll call it meters squared. So that is the quick version of area of a trapezoid. Now, how do you do area of composite figures? Because that's today's lesson. Area of composite figures is basically breaking that figure apart and applying all the formulas to the parts and then putting it back together. I'm going to do a quick example here. If you look at let's come over here. Let's look at this problem here. We have a rectangle, we have a trapezoid. This one here, we have a rectangle and a triangle. So you can see how they're breaking them apart. And then if you rotate over here, you can see that we have two rectangles. I could actually break this apart two different ways. I could draw the line this way and do a rectangle here and here, or I could draw the line this way and do the rectangle there and there. There's a lot of choice when it comes to composite figures. You can break them apart in all different ways. My suggestion is whenever you break them apart, once you find that area, you put it inside the figure. And I'm going to show you one. So come back over here. And the figure that I'm going to show you is a simple one, like this. I'm going to say that the total height is 6. That's 2. We'll call this 3. We'll call this 4. And then 4 and 2 together equals the length of the bottom, which is 6. And then 3 plus 3 is 6. Because this together with this has to equal this length. Okay, I'm going to erase those. All right. How am I going to break this figure apart? I think the easiest way to do it is to draw the line this way. So now I have a rectangle that is 6 by 2. So this one is 12. And then I have to figure out these dimensions. Well, if this part is 4 and this is 3, then that part's 12, giving me a total of 24. We'll call it meters squared. So when you're doing area of composite figures, you want to break it apart, find the area of each section, and then add it all back up together. Okay, what is your assignment for today? So we've been having some trouble with people being able to upload PDFs. They can't find the worksheets or they're unable to upload the worksheets. So from now on, what I'm going to do on the Canvas, when you click the assignment, I'm just going to put the problems directly on the assignment. So today's problem is very simple, but you can get creative. I want you to find something that has a shape, and I want you to draw it yourself. So as I'm looking around my house, we can see I have lamps, I've got a TV, I've got a ceiling fan, windows, doors. Find something that has an irregular shape and then draw that just on a piece of paper. Then give it some dimensions and give me a total composite area. You can either draw it yourself and you can email it to me, or you can write it out and type it and email it to me. But it's just one problem and you're basically making it up yourself. If you want to get really fancy and do a video for me, that's great too. You can do that. So Mrs. Eisner's going to do a really simple one. I see this cabinet right here. This has a weird shape. So I'm going to do that one. I'm going to use my ruler or tape measure that I have, and I'm going to find the dimensions of that particular cabinet. So it kind of looks like that. So this one would actually be a trapezoid and a rectangle. I'm going to estimate right now and say that's about 18 inches. I'm going to say that the bottom of it's probably about 10 inches, and I'll call the height 24. I have a trapezoid. I need to straighten that line, that bothers me. I have a trapezoid, and I have a rectangle. So the formula for trapezoid, again, half the height multiplied by base 1 plus base 2. I need to know this height, which means this needs a dimension. We'll call that 4. So if this is 4 on the inside, that means this is 20. This is 4, this is 20. So I have to use the height, which is 20. And then I have to take half of that, multiplied by base 1, 18, plus base 2, 10. So eventually I'm going to have 10 multiplied by 28. Is that right? Yeah, 28. Which equals 280, and we're going to call this inches squared. So that is your homework tonight. Oh, what did I miss? Yes, I forgot to do the rectangle. So this is the trapezoid. Now I need to do the rectangle, which is just 18 by 4. 18 multiplied by 4, 72. So 280 plus 72 is 352 inches squared. Okay. I can't believe I almost forgot that. So, what's that?
The battery's dying.
Okay, my battery's dying. Imagine that. Okay, so tonight's homework again. You find one object in your house. You can draw a picture of it and put the dimensions, and then do the area of the composite figure, and then email it to me. You can either type it out, you can take a picture of it, you can show a video to me of you doing your work on paper. That is your choice. So that is Thursday's assignment, and I do believe we are finished here. So I need to exit with my soda. You will see a lot more videos coming your way from the Diet Coke Queen. Alexa, start again.
Come on, Supreme, let's sing that song.
I'm having a real good time dancing the night away. But when the music's
Until next time.